And my brother Chris Luke here. This is video number 2 of, I don't know, we haven't really decided what we're calling it yet. I guess it's Project Freak Volume 2, right?
Yeah, Project Freak Volume 2 or Project Freakier than Dane Sellers.
Project Freakier than Dane Sellers. I don't know if we're going to write that all the way in the YouTube videos, but yeah, that'd be pretty nice. I'd like to be freakier than Dane Sellers. He's out there arm wrestling people now, killing people. So back was great. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're moving on to chest today. And the principles for the workouts are going to be the same. Like I said, this is stuff that I figured out over years of my own competing, injuries, working through it, coaching people. But if I were completely fresh, no bad injuries, going into the gym to try to get as big as I possibly could, these are the workouts that I would do. So we always start out with a pre-exhaust exercise. And for chest, I just really love the pec deck first. It's just a good way to get blood in your chest. So we're going to come over here and start with this. And I do typically 4 to 5 sets. We'll do 4 for the sake of this video. But the first set that I do is always almost like stupidly light. What I do, I don't know how light you want it. This pec deck's not all that heavy. So what I do on my first set is I get in here and I really focus on actually just opening up my chest and getting a nice contraction, but I vary my reps on this first set just because I feel like this set is preparation for things to come. And when I first get into the gym, I just really don't think it's a good idea to jump right into heavy working sets. So even though, if I'm fresh on this pec deck, I can do the stack. It's not a very heavy stack. I start out light and easy, and I play around with my form. Make sure that I'm getting full extension. I might squeeze some a little longer than others, but this first set, I might do 30 reps on it. Just like when I was young and I was bench pressing, I would do the bar first, even though I could do it 100 times, just to start getting yourself into that rhythm. So his first set, we'll have him do 25 reps or so, playing around with it, making sure everything feels good. These feeler sets that we call them, this is where you kind of gauge how the rest of the workout's going to go and make sure you don't have anything that doesn't feel right. Nice. So once I get that first set out of the way, I, for the most part, don't adjust the seat to different heights. Now, if you have the seat very, very low and you're up like this, it's a much different feeling than if you have the seat higher. Really, I feel that your hand should come directly in front of your breastbone here. And if you want to think about variations of this exercise, you can actually even sit back like this and enhance where you're squeezing in here a lot more. But it's very important to keep your scapula back and your chest up when you do this, because if you're rounding forward, you're going to start pulling with your arms and anterior delts. And then one last tip I'll give you guys, if you have issues with tendonitis and whatnot in your wrists, I sometimes will not even use my wrist on here. If my tendonitis is flared up, I keep my hand on the outside and come across like this. Right now, fortunately, my tendonitis isn't so bad. I have some elbow issues, but I can hold it and come across fine. I feel secure like this. Out here, you don't got to worry about pulling it with your forearm. You really can just focus on this. So we're going to do 3 more sets. We're going to do 20 reps for each set, and you can progress up your weight how you want on this. So,
You right?
but we're going to keep it high reps on this. If you want on the last one, we'll squeeze a hard 15, but we're going to go heavy on the next exercise. So good. 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 So you see he's controlling it. He's squeezing every time. Boom. That's how you want to do your flies. Your pre-exhaust exercises, you should really be a stickler for your form. And if you have a lighter stack like this, and you can do the whole stack, do the reps slower. Keep that time under tension longer. Count in your head, 4 second negative, 4 second contraction. It's hard to do a slow contraction. Make it more challenging. Good. Awesome. By the way, even though it's super annoying that I had to start over on YouTube because I can't do anything on the Blackstone page, I hit 2,000 hours. So I'm halfway to, you got to have 4,000 for monetization. So I'm halfway. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. I think that these videos are going to be great because a lot of the stuff that I've been doing hasn't been that excited, in my opinion. This is a lot better content. So we got Owens behind the camera making these beautiful workouts happen.
Nice.
Feel good about it.
I went through some of the comments too. The information that you're putting out is definitely worth listening to. Even for me, like being a trainer, you know, it's nice to see some of that stuff and get like a refresher or learn new techniques because you can never learn too much.
Yeah, I want to make them as educational as possible. Like I'm still a meathead. I like watching bodybuilding videos, and it's cool to watch guys that are really strong move a lot of weight. Still enjoy it. But I really like the educational videos. I like seeing guys explain why they're doing what they do. And I feel like there's not quite a lot of that. For some reason, a lot of what I see that is like that is typically by natural guys. Mm-hmm. And they get a lot of hate. I don't know why. I don't have any hate on anybody that's doing anything. But I want to bring some of that kind of methodology out there for the juice heads as well. Because I think that everybody should be using the same principles when they train. So
I agree.
It's funny that these poor natural guys, they get a lot of disrespect when they're out there.
That just got assaulted by?
Poor kid, yeah, Jeff Nippert.
He actually like that guy.
He actually puts really good information out.
Yeah, he really does.
Good. 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 Nice. Good. Come on, I'm gonna help you squeeze these last few out. Good. 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 Yeah, I don't want him getting stuck on any of these, especially when we're trying to force him out. We keep him moving smooth. So look, I'm walking over to the Smith machine now. We've already talked about this before the workout. First half of my career, almost always incline barbell press. I always did a lot of heavy bench pressing in my early years. And later on, I started doing more on the Smith machine. So now I've seen a lot of people using the Smith machine, which is smart. When I was young, the foolish mindset was everything had to be free weights to grow. And that's actually not true. So what's cool about the Smith machine is you can lock yourself in the right position and just really focus on the prime movers moving the weight and overload it with heavy weight without the risk of not having a spot, externally rotating, getting in a bad position that can blow out your shoulders or elbows or your pec. So for that reason, I think it is great. Now, if you like to bench press and you like to incline barbell, that's cool. I love bench press was my favorite exercise when I was young, but after multiple shoulder injuries and a pec tear, I just moved far away from it. You know, that was my favorite. I was a meathead when I was young, guys. I was bench press 3 times a week. So, again, I try to make sure that we're not getting hurt. So we're going to press on the Smith machine. And And by the way, it doesn't make you a pussy to use machines. That was the thing. When I was a kid in the gym, I trained in a really meathead gym, and guys were like, "Oh, only pussies use this machine." That is not true.
Yeah, I agree. All my
Um,
coaches growing up, oh, you pussy, go do that over there. But
all the guys that were teaching me how to lift when I was young and all those good bodybuilders, they're all hurt really bad now. So we're trying to not be like that, trying to not have shoulder replacement surgeries and hip replacement surgeries. So somebody was already using this in here. This looks pretty good. This incline looks pretty good. You're typically going to be, so if you take the bench and set it at 90 degrees, right? You're obviously going to be in an upright shoulder position. So what I like to do is pick right in the middle. So now, if you want to get into, geometry and algebra and the Pythagorean theorem of where the exact angle is, I couldn't tell you, but it's probably going to be somewhere between like 30 degrees and maybe even like 50 or 60 degrees. So I actually change my inclines around all the time to see how things feel. This is a little bit higher of an incline, but it's really a perfect spot, in my opinion, where the chest is going to be engaged a lot. You shouldn't have to worry about external rotation. Anything that's not flat is an incline. Remember that. So you can get in here, see where it lines up, see how you feel. I think the big guy might have been in here using this already. He's gone.
I'm still here.
Feel like it's in the right spot for you?
Yeah, I think that's good.
All right. So when I use the Smith machine, I've always had a kind of closer grip than a lot of normal people, but that's just what feels comfortable for me. So my grip is pretty much like right here. I would sometimes do variations of like Widowmaker press where I would hold it all the way out here, which is dangerous, and you can absolutely rip your shoulders up doing that. I don't advise doing that unless you're very advanced and not using too much weight. The normal person, I think you got to play around to see where you feel. Most of these Olympic bars, the gnarls are in the same spots. So you're going to be somewhere out here. This is very close. You're going to be somewhere in this range. You got to feel it. Everybody's bodies are shaped different. You got to feel what's best for you, what feels the most comfortable for you. And when I was younger, I always did a complete range of motion down to where I was touching my chest. Now I actually stop right before that. So the jury's out on this still. When I was younger and I was getting my NASM certification, they did not want us going down to your chest. They wanted us stopping like an inch before then. But I also got that certification like 25 years ago. I don't know what the books say now. You got to do what feels safe for you. But the farther down you go, the riskier it is. Now, it's also very hard to stop 1 inch before your chest, unless you're pausing it on your chest, which takes a lot of power. So for you, I want you to do it the way that you feel the most comfortable. If I don't like something, I'm going to say it, but I'm sure that you'll be fine. So we're going to do a warm up, no matter what on here. He's already done his stuff over there, but we're going to do a couple easier sets first. So we're going to do an easy set of. Good. 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 One more. Good. So on working sets, for 10, 12 reps, what can you handle?
Probably 2 on each side.
Okay.
Maybe like a little bit more than that.
Cool. All right. So what I'm going to have them do is this first set. So this is what I call the heavy warm-up set, right? So put a quarter on. And do this 12 times. Good. 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 Nice. Good. 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 One more. One more. Good. So I like to progress up in weight, and I work towards my last couple sets are the sets where I've stopped my progress as far as increasing weight, but I try to really go into the failure mode there. So if let's say I'm going to have 5 sets on here, my first set I might do 20 reps. My second set, in my head, I might say, all right, I'm going to put on a weight that I can handle for 12 reps. And if it feels smooth, I'm going to do 15. And then I progress up. Okay, well, now I'm going to get into my 10s. But if I know that I got 10 and it feels better, or well, I'm going to get 12, but I'm not going to failure until those last couple sets, especially that last set. Now, the last set's the set where I want a spotter to be helping me move it. We're progressing up. So now we're going to take this off and we're going to put another 45 on. Your heavy compound exercises where you're using a lot of muscle at once. This is where the slow portion of the workout comes, where I want you to be rested and ready to rock and go all out. If you have a training partner, let your training partner do their set, grab their sip of water, whatever, make sure they're ready to spot you, then you go. If you're by yourself, if you're setting a timer, 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Don't make it 5 minutes. But you'd be surprised when you're sitting around in the gym talking to somebody how fast times goes by. That's the thing with me is I prefer a very, very fast pace of training. And the pace actually speeds up as we go along. We start slow and it gets faster and faster. Come on. Good. Good. Good.
Oh shit.
Come on. Up. 2 more. Come on. 1 more. Up, 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 up. Good. So that was a hard set. So
I wasn't ready for that.
You don't use wrist wraps or anything when you train?
No, not really.
No.
I can though. I can. That one I wasn't ready. Like when I went to go unrack it, I forgot that it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So I lost my rhythm.
Well,
but I'll be prepared for the next one. Yeah.
I have wrist wraps in my car if you want them.
Yeah, I'll use them.
They're good. I like when I'm pressing heavy. I feel a lot stronger when I got my wrists wrapped. Come on, you got this. Let's go. Good. 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 Come on. Up. Another one. Give me 1 more. Good. Rack it. Here. All right, so this, we selected a weight now, or I selected a weight that is heavier than the rep range that I want him to hit. So we still have another set to do, but we've really blown a lot of energy on these for the desired rep. So I personally feel that if you can't get 8, you're not in the right rep range for hypertrophy to be optimal. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do stuff like this. Sometimes I pick weights, not as much these days, but sometimes I pick weights where I'm failing at 6 and I'm like, man, I thought I had more in me. Don't fight through that. Back your weights off and try to be in that desired range, because regardless of what anyone says, the most data supports 8 to 12. I love 15s, but I'd like it to be where we're failing closer to 12 than anything else. So I'm going to take this off, and we're going to go back down to that 25 again, which you've used a lot of energy, so it's going to be harder than it was the first time, but we're going to see if we can still hit those reps now with it. Rest. This is going to be the last one. Now, the good thing about this is it's not really a drop set because he's taking a break, but the weight is going to feel significantly lighter. And psychologically, when the weight feels light, you start getting into that good rhythm and you can push through sometimes into deeper reps than you planned. So we're going to take a nice couple minutes rest, and this is going to be the last working set on here. Now, we're kind of feeling things out. You know, we're doing all these workouts for the first time together, so we'll figure things out. Also, you're gonna have days where you're stronger than others. You know, I could bring in all my logs and journals that I had from my earlier years of training, where I wrote down everything specifically that I did, and if I didn't beat my book, I'd be in a bad mood until the next week. But you know, there's a lot of variables that come into play, and sometimes you really just got to feel things out and just go with what you got on those days. The key is the effort that you put into it. So we're going to rest a little bit longer, and then this is going to be, like I said, the range is 8 to 12. I think you're going to get 8, no problem. But we really want to push.
If I get to 12 and I'm straight, you want me to keep going?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. This last set, we always go to failure. Good. 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 Nice. Come on, keep it going. Keep it going. Come on. Keep it going. Right up. Up, 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 up. Give me another one. Come on. Right up. Push, 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 push. Up, up, up. Good. Good stuff. Good. Advantage to doing it on a Smith machine like that, it's easier to keep somebody moving. This top portion of the rep is a lot of tricep engagement until you get that squeeze. So I want him to focus on that first 3/4 of it. I got him through the last part to keep it moving, but that was a very good set. If you watch the first back workout, I said the next phase is either a combination of supersets or giant sets. For now, I'm doing the supersets. It always works out to be 12 sets, but a giant set is a lot harder to do and really maximize what you're getting out of it. So we're going to focus on the supersets for these beginning stage workouts. Now, if we come back around and get chest in another workout, I'll show you how we would incorporate the giant sets. But for today, we're going to do supersets. One of my most favorite superset combinations is an incline dumbbell and an incline fly. So slide the bad boy over a little bit. So what I'm going to do is have him on a completely different incline now. So you saw his incline was pretty high up over there. We're going to do this one a lot lower. So the way he's going to do it is we're going to, on the first set, we're going to take a nice lightweight. I'm going to use these 10s because I don't feel like messing around right now. And he's going to do a very strict set of flies. And he's going to go for 12 to 15, nice and strict. Open them up, get a good squeeze, really, really focus on his form. And then when he's done, he's going to get rid of these and he's going to grab his dumbbells, which we'll keep in a trusty location close by. And he's going to go really hard for 8 to 10 reps. If he gets 12, that's okay. We're going to go a little heavier and harder on his incline dumbbell presses. So great combination because you're in the same spot. You don't have to run around. And by doing the flies first, it's going to reduce the amount of weight that you can use. The muscle's going to have to work a lot harder. It also helps you cut down on risk of injury. So we're going to do this 3 working sets of these. So go conservative on the first set for sure. You know, make sure you're really, really strict with the flies. Good. Good. Very good. Nice control. Good. 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 Get those out of the way. Come on. Good. 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 Come on. Right up. Nice. Come on. Good. Come on. Another one. Come on. Another one. Finish it. Good job. Good. Good set. Nice. Very good. Rest. So what I would say is on this next set, increase the weight that you do on the flies, but keep this weight for the dumbbell. You feel these things out as you go. He's doing his dumbbells very, very controlled. And you're under tension a lot longer. This is how you make the muscle work harder and make it more challenging.
When I'm down there, my shoulders look even when I'm flying.
Yep. Yeah, it looks good. Your form's really good. You know, when you train your chest, it's become I've seen a lot of variations to pushing exercises. All these fancy machines. There's a lot of cool machines out there right now. And that's great. But your chest, actually, the primary function of your chest is it actually pulls your arm across your body. So if you're neglecting to do these fly exercises, you're really neglecting to focus on the functionality of the muscle. So I love pre-exhausting a muscle with a fly variation first, because the stronger you can get on flies, the easier it'll be to control these pushing exercises and really develop the growth of your chest at a faster rate. So a lot of guys, they do the opposite. They're like, the fly is easy. I'm just going to press really hard and then fly. But you're really fatigued, and then you're starting getting lax with your form on the fly. So this is going to really improve the strength and growth that you get in your chest workouts. All right. See if you get 12 good ones with this. Nice. Good. Good. You don't got to stay down there so long. I'll try to keep it more rhythmic. There you go. There you go. Keep it in a nice rhythm like that. Good. That's a good pace right there. Good. Good. That's it. That's it. Good. And one more like that. Good job. All right, I think we can go up on the next weight with the flies too. Now let's hammer out these presses. Come on. Good. Good. That's it. Good. Come on. Good. Good. Keep moving them. Another one. Another one. One more. Come on. Push hard. Up, 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 up. Good job, bro. Hell yeah. Good. Whew. Rest. We'll go through it one more time. So on this last one, I want you to pick a weight that you could do with the same exact form that you were just doing on those flies, but I want it to be for like a tough 10. All right. So rest. We're going to keep these. This is a good weight. This is a good weight to squeeze out what I want you to squeeze out. But yeah, these are good. Very good. Home, I told him I said, you don't got to hang out so long down there when he was in that dead stretch position. If something is going to happen on an exercise, it's typically going to happen when the weight is overloaded in a stretch like that. It's very rare that you're going to be pressing through and then tear your muscle. It typically happens when you're in that deep stretch. So for that reason, I prefer to see a rhythmic versus a stop in the stretch. It's a lot harder to stop in a stretch move, but his form is outstanding. So he's moving at a great rate. I'd much rather him not stop down there for the risk of injury.
All right. Tough 10.
Tough 10, yep.
Tough 10.
So, catch your breath, make sure you're ready.
Like 10 seconds. 10 seconds, I'll be good.
They're talking about maybe getting Ilya Taporia to fight Dustin.
Oh, this is heavy.
You got this. Come on. Right up. Good. Right up. Good. 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 Come on, keep going. Good. You got a few more. Come on. Right up. Give me another one. Come on. Good. You're good. Go to the presses now. Come on. Good. 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 Keep going. Keep going. Another one. All the way up. Hold it on the way down. Good. You're done. When you spot somebody, you spot them under their elbows. Don't grab their wrists. They used to teach people how to do that back in the day. That would really, really mess me up if somebody ever grabbed my wrist.
Yeah, I always hated that because I feel like I'm throwing off
Keep them safe under their elbow. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, that last one was hard. I feel like no matter how hard I push.
Because you lost all the gas out of the bottom on those flies. That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want. So, good. My favorite exercises for chest by far are the incline press, whether it's Smith or barbell, and the incline dumbbell press. And I would say right up there, which we don't have here, is the hammer strength incline. If you have a hammer strength incline, what I used to do is I would alternate back and forth between my dumbbell presses with the hammer strength incline. So I would do my flies and then I'd just go crank out weight. You could really crank out weight on the hammer strength incline because you don't have to worry about stabilization. This is a much harder combination. So think about that at home when you pair a fly with another free weight exercise. Is going to be a lot trickier than just pushing on a machine. All right, so this is actually a great gift that was donated to the gym, and I really like this machine this machine a lot, and nobody has used it. I'm assuming more than Chris. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is superset this fly, which this is kind of like an incline. It really is. This is a very unique machine. If you have any of these plate loaded fly machines, they're very cool. We're going to superset this with the hammer strength flat press. Now, the cool thing about this is, unlike the bench press, which, like I said, there's a lot that can go wrong, here you can really, really isolate where you want to push from. And the way that I like to do it, so once I get in here, I scoop myself into position. I actually like to hold it really close, and I keep my elbow kind of tight, which is considered more of a close grip or tricep style bench press. But if you're arched up really well, right? And I'm just going to use my right side because my left elbow is bothering me. You could really concentrate on the contraction a lot. So when he gets in here, this is going to be hard because of everything that he's done on here. I'm really just wanting him to focus on getting 3/4 reps. So he's going to be pressing 1, 2, 3. And then those last few reps, once he gets that last one, I'm going to squeeze it really, really hard at the top. And we're keeping the reps higher on this. So he's doing both arms at the same time. I just don't want to mess with my elbow today. I'd rather keep this weight the same and just really try to keep on squeezing blood in there than try to progress into heavier weight. So if you feel stronger, you can try to go a little bit more in here, but we're getting more into these superset blood flushing exercises now. So we go 1, shoot for, 12, 15 range, and then pop on here for whatever you can get.
Should I hold this closer to the top? Or?
Personally, I hold it at the bottom, but if you feel better at the top.
Yeah. Yo, good fucking joke.
Yeah, this seems hard. There you go. Good. Good. Come on, get what you can get. Good. Come on. Good. Good. Come on. Right up. There you go. Come on. There you go. Finish it. Good. Good. I'm coming here. Both arms at the same time. Come on. Come on. Good. Pump them. Pump them. Good. 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 There you go.
Yeah, that's hard.
So what I want him to do is I want him to focus on moving the weight and keeping that tension going from the bottom. Now, on the last set, I vary these things around all the time. I just want to show you guys different stuff today because people are going to say that's wrong. It's not. There's just different ways of doing exercises to change what you're getting out of it. We're really focusing on this bottom portion of the movement, keeping that blood pumping into that area and keeping it off of the elbows. Now, what I'm going to have him do on the very last set, though, is when he gets into his failure mode, we're going to come up and you're going to actually keep it in contraction and hold the contraction really, really hard. Now, you'll notice I'm not lifting my shoulder off. I'm keeping this on my chest. And we're going to really hold that contraction very, very hard. This is a difficult thing to do when you're already fatigued, but you're going to get a lot out of it. All right. But for now, we're doing the opposite. We're just getting these partials, keeping the tension going, and moving through it. Here we go. Same thing. Good. 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 Come on. Good. You got more. Good. Come on. Last one. Good. Come over here. All right, get the extra one in. Now you gotta get it on here. Come on. Pump. 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 Pump until you can't move it. Good. 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 Now, for this last one now, I'm gonna let him rest, right?
It's so humbling. So humbling.
Rest. So for the last time, now we're going into a completely different mindset on these reps. So when he gets for this last one, he's going to take it through. It's going to be a lot lighter weight, so it's going to be a lot easier for him to control, but he's going to go through each one. He's going to come up, squeeze very hard, come back down, come up, squeeze very hard until he can't get any more. And on the last one, when he's really struggling to get up, I'm just going to have him hold it there and hold it until I tell him to put it down. But when you're holding it, you're squeezing the muscle hard. All right? Very good. Last time through these. You look pumped, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much blood in my chest right now. I can't even put
That's it. After this, it's all easy after this.
Yeah, I was going to say, like...
Just cable crossovers after this. Pumping and finishing it out.
Like, I can press, like, especially flat, like, 315 for, like, 6 or 7. But that was way harder.
This
like,
is how you grow. When you get so much blood in there that you can't do shit anymore, that's how you grow. Not just being strong. Come on. Come on. Good. 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 Come on. Leave them up. Good. A couple more. Come on. You got another one. Good. Come over here. Good. 4 reps now. Good. Right up. Good. 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 You got more. Another one. Come on. Now hold this one hard. Hold it. Hold it. Squeeze your chest hard. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Keep squeezing it. Keep squeezing it. Bring it down. Good job. Woo. That's good work. Almost done. So this is how you really finish it off. You can see he's very pumped right now. This is how you're going to finish flushing the area with blood. And really fatiguing the muscle. This is the isolation exercise. And I think for chest, really the best is cable crossovers. But there's different variations for cable crossovers. And I kind of play around with both of them. You see most of the time your standard cable crossover is coming from the top of the pulleys and coming down into sort of like that crab pose. Some guys come all the way across like this. There's a lot of variations of the way that you can do it. But there's another awesome way that you can do it from the bottom. And so what I'm going to do today is have him get himself going with a couple sets of your standard cable crossovers first, and then I'll show you that variation at the end. So bust out a high rep set like this. This is an exercise, too, that's going to really feel different for the individual, depending on the length of your arms, the shape of your body, and where you actually feel the contraction the best. So some guys lean over a lot. Some guys stand up really tall. I've seen guys stand up very tall and squeeze down like this. You want to do what's best for you where you're feeling the contraction. I pretty much do them the way that he's doing them right now. But what you could also do is come out in front of you a little bit more and squeeze like that. And you play around. There's not really necessarily a wrong way to do this because you're squeezing your chest regardless. Good. 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 Just one more. Now, you don't have to, they're called cable crossovers, right? Because people were typically crossing over with the cables. You should not have to do that to get a proper contraction. Like when you've learned how to feel the muscles work, you should be able to get a complete contraction here without having to cross them over.
I feel like as long as I go like this.
Yeah, you should be able to get everything engaged. Most of the time, it really comes from proper alignment of your spine and having your scapula pinched back. You always, for all chest exercises, want to have your scapula back. Once you start to let your scapula relax, then your lats come forward, your shoulders engaged. We don't want that. We want it all through here on the chest. So he was nailing it perfectly. So do the same thing. Good. 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 Let me see you squeeze some of them real hard in that contracted position. There you go. Give me a few more like that. Good. Another one like that. Good. Another one. Good. Another one. Good. See, everything's starting to really pop out now when you squeeze them out like that. So cable crossovers, I liked, again, the higher reps, 15, 20, even sometimes 25. Now this variation is a lot harder. So we're going to go all the way down. And I'm actually going to lower the weight. So this is a very natural motion for the shoulder joint, which is awesome because we really want to protect our shoulder joint. So when you do this, first thing you're going to do is make sure you're standing in the center. You're going to step forward, right? And he's going to lift his chest up as high as he can. Now, he's going to bring his arms up and squeeze in the center of his chest. So one of the first things I see people do wrong is they go like this. It's not a front lateral raise, right? You're coming from down here, right? Palms up towards the sky and squeezing the chest muscles up to really, really contract your chest. Right here, your arms should be dead in the center of your chest. Now, when you're doing it, you don't want your arms to be coming way out and turning it into a shoulder exercise. So it's like pitching a softball, essentially. But we're really going to make the chest have to work with these now. The difference in this exercise versus the cable crossover, you're going to feel quite a bit different in your chest. So I don't know if you ever do these, but
these are fucking hard.
Good. Come up higher. Yep. Try to keep those arms as straight as possible. Yep. Good. Good. Try to get a little more stretch if you can even. There you go. Good. So when you do these, you really, really feel it through here in the center of your chest. Good. Come on. Good. Good. Squeeze it. There you go. Squeeze it. You'll feel that a lot. Rest. So we're going to do one more set. I'm going to let them rest and do one more set. So I typically do, I kind of like to vary it. So one week I might do them all on the top, and then the next week I may do them in the bottom. Or if I feel like my shoulders are aggravating me, this is a lot easier on the shoulder. I may do them like this for a few weeks in a row. But they do feel quite different. When you come from the top, I think for the most part, you feel the stretch down through the bottom of your chest. When you come up, you really feel it in the center of your chest.
I was going to say, it feels like my chest is going to
You feel it in the center of your chest a lot. So very, very different exercises. And we move quick on these. This is that isolation to really, you can't, what I try to tell people, you can't change the shape per se of your muscle. You can make it bigger and make it look better, but people will say, like, what's the best for peaks on my biceps, or what's the best for my lower chest? Like, you really just have to focus on developing the muscle. And the way that you develop the muscle is you get it to fail in these rep ranges. You get it to be where there's so much blood that it can't do anything else anymore, because the muscle doesn't know what 8 is. It doesn't know what 20 is, and it doesn't know what 50 pounds is. It just knows it can't do what it's supposed to do anymore. So you learn these proper executions of movements and make it where the muscle can't go anymore. So this is your last one now. The last of the day, get as many as you can do, because I'm getting thirsty from talking. All this talking and not doing. Come on. Squeeze. Good. Good. So you can see he's pretty lean, so you can see the difference in the way his chest is contracting on this set versus the last set. Or, excuse me, versus the first exercises. Got a lot of striations coming out in the middle there. There you go. Come on. Squeeze it up. There you go. Good, man. So when you do these going forward, guys, if you want to make it really challenging, again, I suggest starting with really light weights for these. One thing that you can do if you want to really focus on each side, make sure you keep your core tight, right? Because it's going to be awkward balancing yourself. You can focus on doing one arm at a time and really, really getting that contraction and focusing on each side. So you don't have to worry about balancing as much. This is a way that you can really isolate, especially if you're somebody that's got one side that's just stronger than the other or more developed than the other, or maybe there's injuries that slow you down. Like I have, for instance, my right bicep is usually a couple reps weaker than the left. So I do a lot of isolation stuff where I can really concentrate. Is my tricep on the other side is the opposite. So by doing these individual unilateral exercises like this, you get to really learn how to perfect your form and strength and make sure that you're not getting too out of balance. But he did a really good job. He worked very hard. Chest is a fun one. Listen, these supersets are going to humble you when you do them the right way. A lot of people sit around in the gym. They wait till they can be as strong as they can, and then they press. And then they sit around again, and they press. When you're moving back and forth like this, it's a lot more challenging. You're going to have to reduce the weights. And then probably next time I have them do chest, we're going to do giant sets where we'll do basically a fly, a press, and then another fly. And we'll run through it 4 times instead of the 3 times that we did with the 2 supersets. So there's a lot of fun that you can have with supersets and giant sets. That I will tell you, the person who inspired me, if it ever gets his way over to him, I actually was on a podcast with him once I got out of prison. I was very excited to be there. Was Milo Sarshev, because he used to take a lot of the guys that he was working with through giant sets. And this was way back when people were like, that's not how you're supposed to train. And man, I've had fun where I've taken like 10 exercises and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do 2 rotations of this. It's freaking hard.
Yeah.
I think 3 or 4 exercises is the best, where you can really maximize it. And you're also maximizing time. There's also data that suggests that your body releases more growth hormone when you're under tension for long periods of time. Because if you think about it, one heavy set, how long does that last? Not that long. But if you're actually under tension for 60 seconds, 90 seconds, that's a long time for the muscle to be putting out output. And that is why typically when you train like that, you're going to stay leaner also. Now you got to eat a lot of food.
Yes.
Very good.
I'm on it. I'm eating.
Yeah, I got to make sure he's eating. The training part is not going to be the hard part with him. It's going to be making sure he eats food. He's got to have, he's going to have to get, not in the beginning, but eventually he's going to get to where he's tired of eating food. That's just the way it is when you got a fast metabolism. Like I said, I wish I had that problem now. But man, Dave Palumbo told me, he said, you're not eating enough unless you're throwing up your shakes in your car. And that's what I used to tell him, that I'm eating too much food. So I wasn't throwing up my shakes in my car. So I guess Dave was right. So, but you look good.